Spring is here, and that means chores. I've got this list and a couple of other things. Making trellis, pumpkins, watermelon. I've got a couple advantages and disadvantages today. Jade's at work, so she can't make that list any bigger. But I've also got the kids. So I've got to juggle the kids and trying to get these chores done over the weekend. Let's get cracking. So I've got a lot to do. So we've got the whiteboard set up here. So when I finish some of these tasks, I'm going to get this red texter and cross them off. And that's going to be satisfying. You can see this is one of the areas that I'm definitely going to have to clean up and whip a snip. So first job I'm going to tackle is the trellis for the pumpkin and the watermelon. So I'm going to go grab some materials and give this a go. So here's what I'm thinking. We go some lengths of this stuff. Oh. We'll just try one side first. See how it goes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need wooden stakes or star pickets. I've got both over there. Here's my thinking. So I'm either gonna put star picket in here or a wooden stake in there as well. Right? Hammer it down, and then I get this pipe and I either nail it, screw it on, you screw it on like that and arch it over. It would be easy to drill in too. Now do I go, yeah, let's go one each. That was easy. How wide do I go? And then this bends, yeah? Yeah, nice. I go from like here, screw it into place, and bend it over and cut it if I need to. Alright, let's get another stake the same size. This one's a bit thicker, I might have to swap out that one. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Swap this one out just because it's the same size as that one. Just aesthetics, you know what I mean? It's pretty hot today. Let's just see if I can go for it straight away. I have got some tech screws or whatever they're called. How do you squash it down? I really don't know how I'm going to do this by myself. Oh, maybe if I started here. Come on, Joe. Think through this. I kind of need to flatten it because the screw's not long enough. There, I grabbed this sledgehammer. I just kind of just smacked it a bit. Oh, yeah, okay. We got a couple more. Actually worked. This is definitely going to be the harder part. Oh, oops. Is this working? I think we're going to have to go up. I'll try to go lower. There. I think I've got a little method going now. Alright. A bit funky there, but that's alright. Pretty sturdy. So that is one trellis archway done. So the idea is once the pumpkins start growing, instead of growing out and wide, they can grow up. And I can use string to suspend them. So let's do another one here. Now I know what I'm doing and how hard that part is. It should be a lot faster. I just realized something. I went and grabbed another piece because I stuffed that one up, and I'd been using like the screws were way too short, so I'm trying to compress it. And I found the other part that was already attached to a little stake, and they used this. They didn't have to squish it down so much. So hopefully this goes really, really quick. And I can just bend it over, cut it. Oh, sugar. There, it's so much easier. Let's use bigger screws. Then hopefully I can, oh sugar, bend this a lot easier to match that. There we go. So kind of like that. There's that big screw. That was so much easier. Well, that's how you do that. And that is strong. Now I'm going to do one for the watermelon. Because I stuffed that second one up, I don't have enough to do 4. I've only got enough to do 3. But now I'm happy because I know what I'm doing, and it's a lot faster and easier. All right, that's in there good. All right. Oh, it's a bit faster when you know what you're doing. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you reckon about that? It's not the arch that I was hoping for. All right, so this is the trellis for the pumpkins. What do you think? Is this gonna work? And then I've got, just like you saw, one for the watermelon. Let's go. We're at the whiteboard. What do you reckon? Making trellis, pumpkins, and then half cross watermelon out. It's half done. Right now, what are we gonna do? What's easiest? Let's whip a snip. That took me heaps longer than I thought it was gonna. I lied. I'm gonna do this chicken coop first and this hinge. Ow. Oh, not having luck with this one. Let's get these hinges in properly. Ah, I'd snap this again. I need to get some better bits. So annoying. I lost my good one. 3 more and this door's good to go. All right, there we go. Door is in much better shape. Should I have done one more hinge maybe? Now it's lock time. Put the lock on the door. First drill part. The bolt should be fixed on a gate and the keeper on a post. Yep. So. Oh yes! We have a closing door that latches. Another job done. Use these pegs to peg this down so nothing can dig under the door. Beautiful. Oh, let's put some flooring down. We've got the wood shavings seem to work really good. In the other coop, I don't know if we've got enough. It'll be a good start. New flooring for the girls and mum boy. Alright, that's one job done. Another one down. Back to the board. Let's see how we're going. Finished coop. Floor. Lock. Going slower than I thought I would. Today's a new day, starting early. I'm gonna get started on the fruit trees. So what I'm gonna do is try and get rid of the grass around it, do like a bit of a circle, maybe about 1 meter diameter. And then I've got some mulch. I'm gonna put the mulch all around it. So the grass competes for nutrients with the tree, so you really wanna clear around it, and also gets rid of any potential pests and bugs and stuff. You can see all these roots are all exposed, so I'm gonna have to put some more soil in here. And then putting the mulch down will reduce all the grass growth and the weeds. It's fighting back though. Attacked by a wallaby or two. Bit of a wonky circle. Put some mulch around it. Ouch. Right, so that should protect it a bit more, conserve energy so it's not competing with the grass, and hold more of the moisture and water in, keep it hydrated. And now the roots aren't exposed. Now for this one, I'm going to stake it and guard it. I brought someone with me in the trailer. Buddy boy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh! You've been a bit lazy lately, haven't you? It's been a bit hot. Yeah, yeah. Ugh. Part of another task is cleaning up, and it's to do with cleaning up this stuff I've got laying around everywhere. But let's make use of it first. Is there anything handier than these tech screws? Seriously, I use them for everything. Sun goes from east to west here, so I've put the stakes on this side so it doesn't block the sun too. Does it need 3? Should I do one more? I think I should. Alright, 400 trees to go. This one we've got our pomegranate tree. Very exciting because the kids love pomegranate. It's starting to fruit. So I'm not gonna put any fencing around it. I'm just gonna do the mulch. Another one down. Let's go pomegranate. Now I'm gonna build the chicken ladder or roosting ladder for the chickens. I scored some new timber, well secondhand timber on Marketplace over the weekend. And now I've just got to get it. I've got to build it inside of the coop. This is going to be the design. Is one side there and another side, roughly speaking, like here. And then I'll have 3 rungs, 1, 2, 3, and they can climb up, kind of like that. I might just keep them this size actually. So I might push it over into the middle so I can get to both sides, and then once I've built it, I can push it over and I can screw it into that post to make it even sturdier. And then I guess we can put some stuff in here if we need to. And I need to keep them here so I know the angle that I need to screw this in order for this to be flat. Something like that. And I can jump up. Now I'm quickly going to Google how far apart they should be so they don't poo on themselves. So these rungs need to be at least 450 apart. That was definitely harder than I thought it was going to be. A little trickier. Just real awkward. Now let's go up. The hardest job is definitely just holding it in place. And being able to see. So that's that side. Let's get a level. That is pretty good. How does that look? Alright, last one. It is there. Use the clamps like that just to rest it at least. Alright, that's one in. Let's get the level. Oh, that's just perfect. We're done, ish. I'm gonna move it over and fasten it to that beam up the top before it's dark and I can't see anything. And there we have it. A chicken roost ladder. So they can hop up here, they can hop up and hop up to there. They can all sit along, and it's spaced out 450 mils from the ground and each rung. So therefore, apparently that's the right height so they don't poo on each other when they're sitting there. Not bad. They're not going to keep the solar lights. That's for our stairs out the back. But it's super solid. It's not going anywhere. Happy with that. Jade's been on to me to finish this, so we can try and get the chickens in ASAP. Job done. As much as I'd love to say I got all of those tasks done, it was a bit of a fail. I got a lot of them done, as you just saw. But we had a few things happen. My car's broken down. I was driving, it was this big sound. So that's going to the mechanic tomorrow. That has definitely slowed things down. Jade today was making our coffee, and we used the mocha pots that you put on top of the stove, and you put the coffee, put the boiling water down the bottom of the coffee, and then the espresso comes out. And Jade was taking it off after it was just finished, and it exploded on her. She's okay, but she had boiling water just explode all over her stomach and up her neck and all over her hands. I was actually on a meeting and just heard this scream. I thought a snake was in the house or something like that, but no, it was Jade. She was burned. She just rushed to the shower, which you've probably noticed perhaps in some of the previous clips when I'm wearing a singlet. When I was young, I got pretty badly burnt. A very similar thing happened actually. I was about 2 or 3 and I was in the kitchen and tipped a cup of boiling water on my face. And luckily, my mum rushed cold water on my face straight away, which has clearly saved my face. But over my shoulder, just here, just basically here, a little bit up my neck, you can kind of see. When I got to the hospital, I had a woolen jumper on, and effectively my skin was gone. I needed a skin graft from my thigh up on my shoulder. So if that's what you might have noticed, that's the background. So when that happened to Jade and our kids were in the kitchen about 10 seconds earlier, it was pretty scary. So yeah, a bit going on this week, but that's it for this week. I've got some exciting ideas for some other different types of content that I think is going to be really cool for you guys, but I'll keep that a little bit of a secret, so keep your eye out for that. But until next week, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you then.